Hello and welcome. I'm Earthsaver instructor Fritz the Reaper. Today we are going to be talking about food safety. So buckle up and get ready because we don't want any accidents. So we've all heard of the terms organic or pesticides or genetically modified. And we hear these words and we don't really think much of them because we hear them and they're such commonly used words. But today we're going to find out just exactly what these mean. You might actually find out that some of these foods you have considered safe or healthy might actually be hazardous or for your health and for the environment. The first topic we're going to pick up on are hormones. Now, we think of hormones and we think, yeah, we all have hormones. We all have estrogen, we all have testosterone, or we have naturally occurring growth hormones in our body, but these are not the hormones we're going to be discussing. The hormones that we're going to be talking about are either injected or grain-fed to our animals in order to bulk them up quicker for mass production for our economy. So these hormones, they may be synthetic or a natural brand, an additive that could be given to the livestock either through injection or fed through their grain. The few major ones we're going to be discussing today are Zeranol. Zeranol is a synthetic hormone that is used to promote rapid growth in order to bulk animals up for quicker slaughter. Trenbolone acetate. This is a synthetic steroid used for rapid muscle growth and increased appetite. And the last one we have on here is recombinant bovine growth hormone. This is also a synthetic hormone, but it's not used to bulk the animal up. Rather, it's used to make the animal produce milk faster. So now we have all these hormones in our mind here, and we're thinking, okay, well, what does that do to the animal? What does that do to the environment? What does it do to us? These hormones have very severe reactions in the animals. They're bad for the environment, and for us to eat these kind of hormones throws off our hormonal imbalance, thus causing problems with us. The way it affects the animal is in the recombinant bovine growth hormone. This hormone, it makes the animal's udder swell up, so it creates udder infection. It also creates severe reproductive problems, digestive disorders, foot and leg ailments, and persistent sores and lacerations on the animal. Now, when these animals are out in the field, their manure ends up on the floor. So what happens to that manure? Well, let's see. It rains. So when it rains, these hormones that are in the manure get spread through the ground, so it goes into the soil, and then it goes down, wherever's downstream of that, into the local river. So what happens then? We have fish, and there's studies that have shown that fish that are downstream from a feedlot, the male fish in this group tend to have higher estrogen levels, and they also have smaller testes and lower levels of testosterone, as the fish that were upstream rather had normal levels. Now the female fish that were downstream had lower levels of estrogen and higher testosterone as opposed to the fish that were upstream of this. So not only does it affect the cows, the ground, it also affects our water and anything in there. So seeing the effect that these hormones have on our environment and the meat that they are given to, that same effect could happen to us, especially in our kids who are susceptible to hormonal imbalances due to the fact that they are still growing and still developing their hormones.